Hello everyone, my name is Emily Burkholder and my presentation today is on the bilingual brain and the importance of knowing two languages. Our native language shapes how we see the world, logically through the more words we know and the more things we know about the world. Bilingualism means you are able to speak two languages with the ability of a native speaker. Monolingualism means knowing and able to use only one language. Even if there are costs to being paid for being fluent in two languages, the many advantages of bilingualism are really worth the trouble. There are different aspects of learning a language that affect the brain of an adult that differ from the way it affects the brain of a child. The ways that it affects the adult brain are: 1. When learning a new language, adults have a less emotional bias and a more rational approach when confronting problems in their second language than in their native one. One advantage adults have is a pre-existing knowledge of language. This means how to build sentences, elements of grammar, punctuation and spelling, the concepts and understanding of language, all of these which are developing in the brain of a child. In a child's brain, bilingualism is something that will help them to lead richer lives and develop understanding towards different cultures. Children are able to learn languages more easily because the plasticity of their developing brains let them use both hemispheres in language. One area children excel in is pronunciation, as they are more skilled at identifying subtle sound differences. It is also important in knowing a second language for better communication. Knowing a second language helps make real connections with people and provides a better understanding of your language. This also opens up employment opportunities that you never thought you could have. It gives you better understanding of the country's culture, and it leads to knowing another language for long-term success. There is also the ability to learn new words quicker, and in spotting rhymes, another association between words. You will have the ability to use possessed information in new ways, along with being able to categorize words more efficiently. It is important, also, in knowing a second language for some health benefits. It enhances your cognitive and analytical abilities. Cognitive abilities are brain-based skills that we need to carry out any task from the simplest to the most complex. They have more to do with the mechanisms of how we learn, remember, problem solve, and pay attention, rather than with any actual knowledge. Analytical skills, on the other hand, is the ability to visualize, articulate, conceptualize, and solve both complex and uncomplicated problems by decisions that are sensible given the available information. The heightened workout of a bilingual brain receives throughout its life can also help in the delay of onset of symptoms of dementia and other degenerative diseases. It also helps skills for functioning, ranging from inhibition, the working memory, and switching attention. It has shown to have more effective monitoring demands because bilinguals are faster and will outperform people who just speak one language in spatial working memory tasks. There are also some disadvantages of being monolingual. Since in the brain of a bilingual person there are two languages constantly active, it may lead to their verbal skills to be a little bit weaker than those noted in a monolingual speaker. The vocabulary of a bilingual may be much smaller than a monolingual person, and bilingual people will have those tip-of-the-tongue moments that monolinguals won't have the chance to experience. So in conclusion, communication disorders affects more than 42 million Americans. Of these, 28 million have a hearing loss and 14 million have a speech or language disorder. So, while bilingualism might not necessarily make you smarter, it does make your brain more healthy, complex, and actively engaged. And even if you've never had the opportunity to learn a second language as a child, it's never too late to do yourself a favor and make the linguistic leap from hello to hola or ni hao, because when it comes to our brains, a little exercise can go a very long way. A philosopher once said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." Thank you.